Here to introduce a 1979 Kawasaki KLX 250. Little history on this bike. For me, when I was young, my uncle had one of these, and I thought it was the cat's meow. I thought, man, when I'm big enough, I'm going to have one of these. And of course, by the time you're big enough to ride a full-size bike, you know, they're different. And but I've always had a soft spot for the KLX 250, even though it's a turd. It's kind of neat though. It's basically their dual sport engine from the 70s, KT250 I believe it was called, shoved in a KX125 frame, a modified 78 KX125 frame. So it's really light and nimble for its era, and it's got terribly soft suspension, but if you stiffen it up, the handling is really good. And of course, with anything that's low power, the handling is awesome. But it's really a hoot to ride. I joke that I think it has 11 horsepower, but I don't think I'm very far off. It is very slow. And story time. I was out dirt riding with some friends, and I had brought this bike with us out in one of our local riding areas. And I rode it and was able to pretty much leave most of our group behind on this bike. And nothing was said of it other than a couple people tried to ride it, and it's like, how do you ride that thing? But on a subsequent ride, I brought our 1981 KDX 420. It's green, right? It's old. And one of the guys says, oh no, is that really slow bike that you can ride really fast? Because that's embarrassing. And I said, oh no, this is a much faster bike. This is a 420. And so that was a really fun story about this bike, because it's really easy to ride fast. It's slow, it's really easy to ride fast. But this one, bought from the original owner. They had it at a cabin up in Washington, and it was basically their cabin bike. It has 2,122 original miles on it. I did have the original front tire on it when we got it, and I've put some DC plastic on it to spiff it up. And I'd really like to put green shock springs on it and emulate the KX 250 of the era. But anyway, that's kind of the introduction of the bike. I can slap a trials helmet on and show it in action a little bit. Ridiculously fun.